Hello. I'm going to be talking about smug, self-satisfied representative of the church. And it all kicked off. Now, the thing is, I've already made a video for today. I thought I could have a rest and just do something else. But this man made me so angry that I'm up here in the attic making this video. It was after I saw Julia Hartley-Brewer, who had been conducting an interview about the Archbishop of Canterbury. And she was talking to a fellow called, George Pitcher, who had been an advisor to Rowan Williams, the previous Archbishop of Canterbury. God help us all. And apparently he's some sort of colleague of the present Archbishop of Canterbury. And with people of his quality surrounding the Archbishop, I can now understand why he says such silly things. Anyway, she was talking to Pitcher. I'm not going to give him his religious titles because he doesn't deserve them. The Archbishop was talking in the House of Lords about the illegal immigration during a debate. And he referred to the bill as isolationist, morally unacceptable and politically impractical. Well, I'll talk about morals in a while, I think, but let's get back to Mr. Pitcher. Before I do, I want to tell you that there's no sound on the clip I'm going to play because I don't know what the copyright situation is. So I put on the subtitles so you can see that I'm not lying when I actually just speak what they're saying. Okay, so Pitcher makes a comment that it's the duty of the Archbishop to stand in the corner of the dispossessed, the marginalised and those without power. But which ones are we talking about? Are we talking about the young men who come uninvited to our shores, or the people in the villages where they're billeted? The people in the villages are people who are frightened to go out at night, they get harassed and they're subjected to threatening behaviour from these young men. Are these villagers not dispossessed in their own streets? Have they not been marginalised, especially by this guy Pitcher? And what power do they have to protect themselves? Well, precious little, it seems. At this point, I'm going to give you a little fable. Let's just imagine you're at home and somebody is knocking on your door. When you open it, there's a woman outside who says there's a murderer stalking her. Can she come in for shelter? Well, it's a moral dilemma because you don't know what the woman's like. But let's assume you let her in and everything's all right. I mean, she is grateful enough, sits down, has a cup of tea, and then you call the police or something like that. That would be a moral action. Now let's try something else. Somebody's knocking on your door or battering on your door, and when you open it you find a large young man outside who says, "It's my right to be in your house because I need shelter," and then he bursts in and he makes beeline for your fridge and starts eating things in it. Now, is it moral to shove him back out? Well, I'll let you think about that while I tell you that I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I'm also on Twitter and Gab, where I let you know when I've uploaded a new video. Hang on a minute. I had the wrong microphone, but I'm just going to carry on now. So we'll see how it works out. Okay. I'm on Rumble, YouTube, BitChute and Minds. I'm also on Twitter and Gab. That's when I let you know when I've uploaded a new video. I would appreciate it if you could help my channel by contributing financially, but I'd appreciate it even more if you'd click that like button. Remember, you can share the video. All the links are in the description, And if you think you're subscribed, just check that you actually are still subscribed. Now, let's get back to Mr. Pitcher. Julia Hartley-Brewer asks him about the MPs who are criticising Welby's political stance. And in his response, we do see a bit of cognitive dissonance. During most of the conversation, he's very clear about what he says and how he says it. He arrogantly talks through Brewer several times, not just once, and it could be that there's a bit of a lag, but even so, he does it so many times that it's obvious he's the sort of person who thinks he has to be listened to with deference. On this occasion, though, he mumbles and stumbles. What he's trying to say is that politicians don't criticise the Archbishop when he's being political about something they agree with, but they accuse Welby of being political when he's saying things that they disagree with. And yeah, I can see that happening. But let's see what he's trying not to give away here. So, I mean, you think he's entitled to express his opinion as he sees it. It's always the objection always comes when it's opinion that the politicians. So you see, he's struggling for words here, but then it just slips out anyway. The politicians, and particularly red-faced Tory backbenchers, find disagreeable and that, well, I'll stop there. So, as I said, he's semi-coherent and then it finally just spills out. Red-faced Tory backbenchers. Not people anymore, just tropes, just cartoon representations, aren't they? Red-faced Tory backbenchers. This from a churchman, a Christian who's supposed to believe we're all made in the image of God, except for the Tory politicians, of course, who are made, obviously, in the image of some 1930s political cartoonist. The snobism of it. Those red-faced Tory backbenchers probably represent the villages most dispossessed and abused by the illegal migrants. But they don't count to this man of the cloth. He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace to any community, not just to the church, but he's especially a disgrace to the church. But he is the sort of people by whom Welby has surrounded himself. So you can see, you know that one, by their friends you shall know them. Right. Till next time. And God bless us all. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.